Hi guys, Mr. Y here, obviously, with a little introduction to this thing called finger finders. If you've never done finger finders before, finger finders are a little bit like a long tone exercise combined with some finger exercises. Kind of like the keep it green thing is, a long tone combined with how steady can you keep your sound. The finger finders are a long tone kind of combined with, some basic finger exercises that'll help your fingers get faster and more dexterous. You'll see that at the top it says finger finders for whatever instrument you're playing. Play each exercise 3 times in a row before ending on the whole note. What you want to do is the measure between the two repeat signs, you're going to play 3 times altogether, not twice like you would normally on a repeat sign, but 3 times altogether, and then you're going to land on the whole note after that has the fermata. So for instance, number 1, you're going to play that measure once, you're going to play that measure twice, you're going to play that measure 3 times, and then you're going to land on the second measure, the whole note there. So for instance, altogether, and you can hear that's all in one big slur. There's no tonguing involved there except for the very first note. You have to play it all in one breath. You can play it as fast or slow as you want to. You could play it that slow, or you could do even slower. Of course, if you play it slower, you have to have more breath because you have to play it longer too, of course. And if you play it faster, you don't have to have as much breath, but you do have to have more finger dexterity. So, you do have to play it exactly the right number of times. You can't just go, and then land whenever you want to. You have to do exactly the right number of notes. But again, like I said, you can play it a bit faster or slow as you want, which is kind of fun. When I get going on this, I usually just kind of whip right through them, and I play them pretty fast, and I go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, etc. Let me just kind of show you as a demo here. I just did number 1, but starting at number 2. Number 3. Number 4. 5 is funky. I like number 5. And then number 6 is just a little scale. It's like the miniature scale of the short scale, I call it in 6th grade. Number 7 is going down the scale. And so on and so on. You can see they start mixing up a little bit more as you get past, about halfway down the page. Now, if to do them basically, like I said, you want to play it 3 times in a row before landing on the whole note. If you want to try for like the advanced version, you can take a nice big breath and see how many times you could play it on one breath until you have to land on the last note because you're almost out of breath. So for instance, I don't know, let me just do number 5. I like number 5, so we'll do number 5. I'm going to take a nice big breath. I'm going to play it as fast as I can so that I can, therefore, get more times in. And we'll see how many times I can do it. I don't know. Number 5. I don't know how many that was. I'm going to have to go back and listen to the recording and see how many it was. But you get the idea. It's kind of a fun way to warm up, instead of playing long notes just by playing one long note. This is a kind of a fun way to do it too, and it does help your fingers as well. You can do them in different keys. You can see the one I have here is in B-flat concert, but obviously you can do them based on different scales too. Okay? That's about it. So for this week, why don't you pick out 1 or 2 or 3 of these things, just the easy ones if you want to, or some medium hard ones, or you can try for the hard ones if you really are feeling up to a challenge this week. Okay? Good. Have fun.